Climates High School. But I met a counselor, because my folks had been saying ever since I was a little kid, going to college, going to college, going to college. So I go to McClymonds, start my first day, you know, and you get your classes. And so I sat down with a counselor, white counselor, that said, I wouldn't worry about going to college, son. You need to get you some training, find a job. So I came home, but my mother came home and said, well, let me see your classes. I had wood shop, auto shop, cooking class. My mother said, what is this? Okay?
You had nothing but electives. That's all you had was electives.
I had shops, and like, you know, man, the English. Oh, I had English and that, but it wasn't college prep.
Oh, so they gave you just mainly.
So my mother looked at it and said, no, this is not happening. So she called my uncle who lived on Brockhurst and said, you don't know it, but Ron is moving in with you and we're using your address. So, you know, I used the address to go to Oakland Tech. And they used to tease me because they said, this brother rides all the way from 12th and Wood Street to Oakland Tech every day. Ron gets the longest trip out of 10 cents, because that's when the student cards were a dime. You ride the car for a dime. So I go to Tech. And at a certain point, all of my teachers discovered this young black kid that they thought could go to college. So they all got together and they took me to the principal's office and they said, we think this guy can do college work. And the principal found a scholarship. Now this is how long ago this was. It was a scholarship for Negro males academic. Multi-$1,000 scholarship, University of California at Berkeley. So all I had to do was keep doing what I was doing in the 10th grade, and I got this scholarship. Now I'm living in Wood Street, we ain't got no money. So my mother's like, man, my son is gonna get this scholarship. Well, what happened was hormones kicked in, because I didn't make the baseball team. And I wanted to play baseball, and when I didn't make the baseball team, I took a nosedive, discovered the girls, and, you know, start joyriding with the brothers. And my mother said, oh, Lord, this boy gonna end up in San Quentin. Nope, we're gonna get this done. And so anyway, make a long story short, I kept lying to my mother that I was still doing a work, but I wasn't. So the night of graduation come, my mother put on her best stuff, come down, she gonna hear Ron Dellums, multi-$1,000 scholarship, University of California at Berkeley. She didn't know, I was scared to death, I wasn't even gonna graduate. So, I swear. So, I walked across the stage and they gave me my envelope and the light hit the envelope, and I swear, the way the light hit the envelope, it seemed like nothing was in it. Now, you know how the brothers, when you get in trouble, you start calling on the Lord. I heard up and walked outside to the locker room, down the locker room at Tech, and I'm going, oh, Lord Jesus, please, Jesus, let me graduate. Lord Jesus, please. I graduated. So that night, my mother goes, she take me to dinner. She said, well, what happened to the scholarship? I said, Mom, tonight I got to grow up and be a man because I've been lying to you. I've been falsifying my grades, and I'm sorry, but I just didn't want to hurt you. I wasn't trying to lie to you, I just didn't want to hurt you. But I promise you I'll make something out of myself, okay? So I ended up joining, go to your question, ended up joining the Marine Corps for 2 years. I got the GI Bill. So I came back, I went to what was then Oakland City College for 2 years, I got an AA degree. San Francisco State for the next 2 years, I got a bachelor's degree. UC Berkeley, 2 years, I got a master's degree.
In respect for Mayor Dellums' time, we have one more question, and that was going to be Venus Morris's.
How you doing, sir?
I'm hanging.
Okay. Now, about the schools, like, I go to school in West Oakland. I go to Ralph J. Bunch.
Yeah.
And that's a continuation school.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how continuation schools can be. You know how, like they're all messed up. Like, no lie. Okay, now, our school, we don't really have, like, money. I'm just going to get to it. We don't have money. And seeing the fact that they're cutting all these teachers and they're cutting all our expenses and stuff is like, our after-school program is almost just shot. It's almost gone.
I got the thrust. Back in the day, California passed a proposition called Proposition 13. In my opinion, that changed the whole equation. At one point, California was one of the top states in the country in terms of its education of its young people.
Come to California.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to leave California now.
Okay, exactly. Because I need to take you with me. Okay. I hear you. Because Proposition 13, you know, they limited the ability of cities and communities to tax people. Because the only way you could provide services, somebody got to pay for it, right? Taxing. Now, I say to people, it's not a throwaway line. I have never met anybody that wanted to cut services, but I met a whole lot of people that didn't want to pay for them. You know, a lot of people, educate, but don't tax me. I'm going, well, how you educate? You don't have any money. And the government raises money by taxes. We're now in this incredible economic downturn. Unprecedented. There's no history for this. And you see all these pundits on TV every day, you know, well, I think nobody really knows. We've got some general ideas. But we have never had a global economic downturn, a national economic downturn that has hit the states and hit the cities so powerfully. All right? State of California, $48 billion deficit. Oakland, California, for this coming year, $58 million in deficit, okay? So we don't have the money because now with the economic downturn, the revenue that was supposed to come is not there. So now you got to look around and say, okay, what do we cut, all right? What happens? Education, right? The brilliance of Obama's mind, and where I totally agree, he gets it, is if you're going to create jobs, you just don't go, jobs.
Creating where they're needed.
And you create jobs by solving problems. We got education problems in this country. So Obama says, okay, let's put some money in education. Let's keep teachers out there. Let's build new schools. Let's build new laboratories. Let's provide opportunities. Let's train the young people to take the leadership forward, right? So he's right on that. But you got a lot of people saying, what does education got to do with economics?
I need help, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay? So then the point being is that how can a country go forward with a whole generation of young people who are not educated? You need to say to the adults, having a whole generation of young people not well educated doesn't make sense because it's not in your long-term best interest. Okay?
Chaos.
It's chaos. So we just, we need to keep dialogue, but remember my first point to you. Your generation should not be demanding the right to participate. You must be asserting your right. You're a citizen here. You have the right to be heard. That's a much more powerful thing. Think about the body language. I'm saying, oh man, y'all, they don't care nothing about me, man. These folks, they take me for granted. Look, I look like a victim, right? But when I stand up and say, no, I am a citizen. I will be dealt with. I have the right to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much.
Can I shake your hand?
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
It's my pleasure. Take care of yourself.